Hello viewers and welcome to this new video. Today we are in Battle of Warships, sailing in the Japanese battleship Kongo. This video is a special video since I'm recording these battles with a friend of mine who is Blackbeard Gaming. I suggest you go watch his channel because he's a very nice guy and he has very good gameplay skills. So go watch it because it is definitely worth it. Also, playing with Kongo makes me feel very good since it is one of my personal favorite low tier ships with its perfect handling, very good damage guns, very nice HP pool and great speed. It is a very good package that also I suggest you to play with. Blackbeard Gaming is playing with his Leningrad, which he has very good skills on it. And so without anything left to say with this, that is a voiceover during one of the many battles I did, let's go to the main part of the video, sailing in the Kongo in the main match we did. And let's see how it went. And here we are on the map Islands in a 6 versus 7 mod. I am of course sailing in the Kongo and Blackbeard is sailing in the Leningrad, but this time we are in different teams. He is now my enemy. I start heading to a side of the map to try flanking, and it's gonna work very well since most of my teammates are going on basically the center and the other flank of the map. So having this position is very good because I can surprise enemies board side and dealing very good damage on them. The enemy team is heading mostly to the center of the map, so I'm expecting for the first few minutes of the battle to not deal a lot of damage. Blackbeard is already dealing some good damage on the enemies with his excellent speed and very good reload guns. He is already in range on my team's ship and he is already damaging them. I, on the other hand, am heading towards the center since I've noticed most of my teammates and enemies are heading there. I'm gonna regret this because I wanted a very good position where I could deal a lot of damage, but dealing more damage and having a good position is not always the great idea. You always have to look for future actions. Anyway, I'm still dealing some decent long-range hits against the enemy ships. For example, Majestic right there, very good hits. He is a very big target, so I am not struggling hitting him, and of course he has a very low HP pool, so there's no problem chunking health off of him. And the enemy team already has a kill on our teammate. In the meantime, enemy aircraft carrier is launching planes and torpedo bombers on me, and this is gonna be quite of a struggle since Kongo is very good but not the best while dealing with aircraft, since the AA is not the best, but you have a good speed and maneuverability to dodge torpedoes and stuff. The enemy team is heavily pushing into our team defense, and so I'm starting getting my speed boost and going for the enemies that have stayed on the back of the battle at basically their spawn. And I see there the enemy aircraft carrier, the enemy Junio, that is launching again many aircrafts on me. I'm trying to dodge some torpedoes, unfortunately one hit me, nothing massive. Junior torpedoes do not deal extraordinary damage, especially if they are not fully upgraded, that it's likely not to be. And meanwhile I'm firing to the enemy aircraft carrier, I noticed that an enemy Kongo is waiting for me between the gap on two islands, and so I decided to shoot at her. In the meantime, Blackbeard is dealing with many ships at once. He has a bit of support on his team, but nothing massive. He's doing basically the whole job, fighting all the rest of my teammates, basically, since I am alone here too, on this side of the map. When the enemy Kongo starts heading away and goes behind the island, I immediately turn my guns to the enemy Junio and get off a few salvos. Meanwhile, I am launching a few aircraft to prevent the enemy aircraft from Junio to come to me and kill me, probably. And when Kongo comes out again, I immediately try to shoot at her and angling out, since I can win the duel, but if she deals a lot of damage to me, that is not gonna be a very good thing. And when I notice that almost all the enemy team is behind the island, I decide to go for her, dealing the last salvos and definitely taking her out from the battle with the few salvos I did. And as I said, pushing on them is not a great idea, because all of them now, since there are only 2 of us remain on my team and 5 of the enemy remained on the enemy team, of course, they are all shooting at me because the enemy cannot see our teammate aircraft carrier, which is also one of our friends that joined us in the Battle of Warships chat. So we are basically playing in 3 players right now. Anyway, I'm already start heading behind the island. I'm not shooting to Blackbeard since I do not want to ruin his battle, and he's not shooting at me, so that is basically 1 for 1. And I instead prefer to shoot at the enemy Junio that is already low on HP, but since the enemy Repulse is dealing damage on me, I have to take her out first, because silencing his gun is the priority right now. I can dodge Junio torpedoes, but I cannot dodge the Repulse guns. And so that means I have to take the Repulse out first, even though Junio has lower HP. I'm kiting away, and when I start realizing that probably I'm gonna win this duel, I start heading forward, and very luckily I also dodge the Repulse torpedoes that would have hit me if I stayed right there. Repulse is still damaging me quite a lot, but it's not a problem since I already have used a heal, and at this point I basically won the duel with her. And now it's time for Junio, that has been watching me this whole time fighting, and so I'm gonna go for her since he's the second biggest problem. He's still trying to launch torpedo bombers at me, and that's a problem because even though he is not aiming very well at me, he might as well hit me with some of their torpedoes if I do not pay attention on her. Launching my last aircraft, and with the last salvo that reloads right now, I am shooting off this enemy Junio finally, so I do not have enemy threats anyway with the sky. I did not realize that enemy Kongo was shooting at me, and when I saw my HP pool, I immediately used one of my heals anyway. I realized that I was almost gonna win this, and so I written on the chat "yeah" because I was very happy, of course. I tried to cover behind the island since enemy Kongo was more healthy than me, and in a 1v1 she would have definitely get me. So I got the cover behind the island as I could heal a bit more while dodging the last torpedo squadron launch from Junio. I was looking at the last enemy that was Kongo, and our last teammate almost died too, but fortunately he stayed alive. At this point I told my team and the enemy that it was basically a GG since enemy Kongo could not get me in one full salvo, and I could since enemy Kongo was hit by a few torpedoes or bombers by the teammate aircraft carrier, and like that we did our very big battle with Blackbeard Gaming. And this is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Again, I suggest you go watch Blackbeard Gaming's channel, since he is again a very nice guy and he does very good videos. Anyway, without anything left to say, I will remember you to subscribe and leave like to this video if you liked it and if you want more of this content. And now I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!